So here I am playing Space Empires. Started the second turn. The red player went out. He unfortunately picked up a danger marker here and lost a colony ship. Otherwise, he hasn't found too much. He found a space wreck, which gives a bonus tech if he can get a miner there. He also found a big mineral deposit, but he's still not finding anything to colonize. So it's looking more and more like he wants to go short term. He couldn't come to a deal with Blue. There was a slightly abortive discussion about that. They really just didn't talk about it much. It might have been to both of their best interests, because Yellow has a free hand expanding right now. But Red ended up going first, moving into here and grabbing a mineral, and Blue has moved, not that, 3 scouts in to attack. Now, Red should have a counter here. This may be kind of risky on Blue because Red actually could have built more ships, but all they built was a destroyer. And it looks like Blue's going to have the edge in that fight. This is going to possibly destroy the miner as well as their production for the turn, the destroyer. However, we got a few more counters. Oh no, they don't get flipped yet. We fight the battle first. Okay, so let's take this battle. The destroyer actually gets to fire first, and it's got a strength of 4 against Blue's defense of 0, so it's going to shoot one of them. And he rolls a 1, which is a hit. Since these ships are all hull class 1, that's enough to sink it. And now Blue gets to come back. They get 2 dice because it's not simultaneous, and they need 3s. They did not get a hit, and now Red gets to shoot again. They could withdraw, but they'd lose their miner in that case. They hit again. And they're doing a number on Blue. Blue only gets to come back with 1 unit. They do not hit. And now Red is sticking around. Blue might want to withdraw, actually, to save his ship. But it's too late. Red has killed the Blue fleet, and Blue's entire production instead of Red's was wiped out by a few lucky die rolls. Let's do the Blue exploration since I'm going right now. Danger. Another Blue scout dies. And this, they dropped off their minerals. Colony ship here finds a barren planet. They can't colonize that yet. Find some asteroids, no big deal there. And that's it for Blue. Now I'll be on to Yellow. And Yellow got some rich finds. They found a mineral which they scooped up with the miner. They built 2 miners. They're sending 1 down to grab these minerals. They just want to try to get some wealth. They can bring those to the colony, which is a bonus. It makes it cheaper. Their colony ship found Prometheus, which will give them a place to colonize there. And the rest of their colony ships are heading down in hopes of finding stuff. Mineral here, barren planet there. Not much of use back in the area where they most want to find stuff. Oh no! Oh, they totally didn't want to go here. They've just attracted those doomsday machines. Oh, well. We'll leave it that way. Normally I'd probably correct something like this, but with the counter flipped up, they've moved forward. They're going to attract those. At the end of the turn, hey, here come the doomsday machines. They can enter this hex or this hex. I roll for each one separately. Odd even. They're sliding into here, and now Yellow's got a problem. They may be doomed. But, you know, such is the way of space exploration. They shouldn't have been aware of that anyhow. Alright, we move to turn 2, and I think Yellow's in a lot of trouble at this point, because they screwed up because I walked away and took a break. Red opens things up by moving their destroyer, which is exposed and remains so, into this colony world, and destroys Blue's colony. That's a painful blow to Blue. They're going to have to come up with something to handle that mobile fleet of Reds, or mobile ship of Reds, which is capable of pretty much inflicting damage anywhere except the Blue homeworld. And let's see, we have some expansion that took place as well. I moved my miner. My colony ship is fleeing Yellow. Doesn't feel like it had anything to gain by being there, so moved this way back. But we've got a miner coming down, probably to take the space wreck, actually. And some additional stuff. Ooh, a planet. And a barren planet. And that looks like that's it. Blue's gonna have to go now. Well, Blue tried to position themselves, colony ship heading out this way, miner heading this way, trying to get more forces down to safely move and reinforce their home world. Obviously, they're not going to get the advantage they hoped for. If they can get a couple of scouts to here, but they only have, one left, and I should probably have a strength marker under that. I've tended not to do that when there's one, but that kind of destroys the deceptive quality. I got another one here and some over there that I got to do that with too. It is kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know if it's worse or better than other hidden movement systems. It certainly is less hidden than, say, Stellar Conquest. I don't feel like I have a terribly good bonus towards understanding, towards being more playable. In the Stellar system, you would have you could have a counter that's just a task force that could be anything, or you could have ones that indicate a number of a certain kind of ship. Of course, they don't specify technology on a per ship basis. It's across the race, so it's not really the same situation. But I'm not finding this terribly easy to play with, and it's not really hiding things as well either. Okay. So what about Yellow? Well, they screwed up, obviously, with those Doomsday Machines, and they're fleeing from them and trying to bring their scouts up. They hope to defeat them. If they do, they have some wealth up here that they can try to take this and some minerals, etc. But if they fail to beat them away, they're pretty much out of the game. So let's look at them. Those can go odd or even again. And they both went odd for the home world. The colony ship fled and didn't die at a black hole. Another colony ship, though, hit a danger spot, which is bad for them, of course. Okay. Well, we move on to turn 3, the third turn in this sequence, and Red's going. So, Red continued exploration. They pulled their destroyers back towards their homeworld for added defense. The other option would have been to wander towards this colony and try to destroy it. Might be a good idea, actually, but they kind of have mixed feelings and feel like it's going to go to this war across here. But it's kind of dangerous to let Blue's colony grow. Blue's going to gain another one up here at Bahor, and they're going to have sort of this backland of production that's hard for Red to reach if Red's not careful and doesn't get the jump on them quickly. Red doesn't have a lot gained here. They are grabbing the space wreck, and they're going to try to pull that home, get some added tech bonus there. That's potentially really, really valuable because they could just get a huge tech jump off that. Over on the Yellow side, they continued their exploration, lost somebody to a black hole, got driven back by a supernova, so they're not really advancing as much as they'd like. They threw this miner out to help try to distract the Doomsday Machine from their homeworld, give them another production turn if they can, or maybe split the Doomsday Machines up to a number that they can handle at once. We'll see how this works. Odd even, it's going to go again, and this time they both go and kill the miner, which was a pretty decent risk, actually. And to drive them both away for a cheap, very cheap ship, really, was kind of good for them. Unfortunately, their expedition that was heading out up to this one home planet to colonize that failed, and we're beginning to see where we're going there. Okay, well, we move back into the economic phase, and we'll just run through that, and I'll come back. Okay, let's look at what the placement and purchasing has done here. Well, first of all, since I haven't rolled for it yet, Blue had $25 to spend. They spent 12 of it to build a couple of scout ships, and they spent 10 on attack improvement. They think that's going to help at least as much as the hull size at this point. They got 15 points off that. That's pretty good. And I'm going to mark that down as before with this. It's not enough to give them what they need. They need 20 in order to get to level 1. But that's where they went with it. And take a look. Yellow spent 5 more points on their move ability, and they managed to get the roll there. Now they've only spent 5, so they downgraded their technology gearing. But they spent 24 points, and this is what they really needed to do, buying lots and lots of scouts. They bought 4 more scout ships. They're hoping to have a shot at defeating the Doomsday ships. They may throw a miner away here to try to peel it off and increase their odds, because those ships are mighty powerful. And they really made a mistake by letting them come in at them. Now Red had 23 points, and they spent 5 towards the attack capability, again downgrading their technology gearing, and they only got a 3 on their die roll. So they got well below average this time on it and aren't going to get the gain there. They also bought a couple of destroyers, still going for that quality over quantity type concept. They also, because they went first, got the choice to pick who goes first this turn. They picked yellow, giving them the reactive bonus on yellow and the first blow against blue. Mainly they were doing this so that they can get their destroyer out of the way. It is somewhat interesting, though, those scout ships that yellow built, and I'm kind of showing you my notational way here. They built counter number 3, and they're now marked with a movement of 2. I used a circle for that. I'm going to use a slash and a backslash for red and blue so that I can use just one sheet of paper to cover everyone, since I only have 3 players. That looks plausible at this point. Normally each player would have their own sheet and be circling their own, but I'd rather not have many sheets of paper in play, more than not wanting to waste sheets, because I know I can write real soft and erase it pretty easily. Okay, so now we go to the increase of the colonies, and that's going to happen. Blue tosses a colony ship and grabs a 1-pointer over here, and their other colony goes up to a 3-pointer, and they're already seeing some growth. If they can defend that, they're in pretty good shape. Blue kept money. That's another factor I didn't show. They kept $5 for next turn. They could have built an extra miner to try to slip more minerals in so that they get more cash payoff. But they've got enough to defend already. Having an extra miner isn't really going to help, even if maybe exploring out here would be kind of cool for them. Now the other thing, let's see. Yeah, we have one more colony. We have a yellow colony out here that's going to upgrade to a 3. And there we have the current world as it stands. Alright, I'll load this one up for the end of the second turn. And we're moving on to here. I marked who's going first this way. Whatever. Alright.